Yo, people. So I am delighted to be sitting down with Benny Chen to talk about his new short film, Hand. Benny, welcome to the podcast. How the hell are you doing, man?
Good. Thank you for having me, Kevin. It's my pleasure being here.
Awesome. Well, yeah, you've got a new short film, right? It's your
Yeah.
third film, your third short.
Yes, my first short after film school. Yeah, we did some student film back in film school, but this is my first one outside of the school.
Right. So, what's that feeling like? Right. So, is there a big difference about filming this without the constraints of school?
Yeah. Doing in school, it's a lot of regulation you have to follow, and then usually one certain topic. And but doing outside mean also you have to find resources, find funding.
Mm,
So there's pros and cons, but I would say outside of school, in school you have supervising from the professor. Depends which school you go to. Some school are more on the commercial side, and more
yeah.
some school are more on the art house. The one I went to is more on the commercial side, but this film I'm trying to do leaning toward more on the independent narrative. So
Okay. Now, did you enjoy that experience? Because I remember at school doing art, and there was a point where the art teacher loved me and my friends. And
mhm.
then just one day she just flipped and hated us. And it was like you do some work and you'd be like, that's rubbish. That's terrible. You can't call that art. She would like say that. And it was always very weird. You know what I mean? Because like I would go, to a museum or a gallery or something, and
Mhm.
you would see like a Kandinsky or what I mean, something like that, and it's just like like a Pollock or Warhol, and you're just like, is my work now? Obviously, this is like you're like, I don't know, 12 or something, right? So you're looking at it like, is my work that much worse than that? You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? It's just like, because what you perceive as art and you see as art isn't normally like a Pollock.
I see. Yeah,
You know what I
I
mean?
think I'm getting what you mean. Like yours in that, because art is very subjective in most
Yes.
of the level. So yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
Yeah. So because it's such a subjective thing. So like when you're in the confines of school, if you are being taught by people that, I don't know, feel maligned by their hand they got in life when it came to them navigating the art world, they can give you a very skewed perception
Hmm.
of what it is, right? And they could hinder your development. So it's kind of, I do find it interesting that that whole kind of breeding ground, because it can be great, it can be detrimental. It's like, so it's kind of like, what is that experience like? Because it's going to be different for everyone, but navigating that and still coming out with the hunger to pursue and to create.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I was just curious in a roundabout way, Benny. I was just curious how you found, what I mean, like school and that progression from school to continue to tell stories.
Yeah, definitely. Because most of the school in the U.S. are more on the, I guess, commercial side. Like the genre films or maybe I chose the wrong school, but the one I went to was more on the genre films side. So one was writing it. I mean, I did make friends. I have a lot of friends and colleagues now, trying to seek advice from them who are more experienced than me in independent cinema. But at the same time, that I can do is just watch a lot of movies that have similar style, similar genre that has success before. But at the time, I was very young though. I think I made this when I was 24 or 20, 24, 25-ish. Yeah. So it was definitely a learning process even before and after school. For filmmaker, I think each film will bring a filmmaker a very large progress in terms of the ability of storytelling. Just from my experience. So I feel like a different person now looking back on this film, and I can, like, when I look at, I probably watch it like 100 times now since in post production, and right now I so much thing I'll do differently. But if I didn't do it, I wouldn't even learn it. So
yeah. But I think that's always the way, right? I think you always learn from the things that you do, and I don't think like there is that cutoff point, right, where you have to go, yeah, it's ready, it's done, because otherwise you're just going to spend forever being like, all right, let me tweak that, let me do that, let me fix this, and what I mean, you can get caught up in that web of things. So it's like it's an interesting thing, but I think, as you said, you take something away from everything you do. There's an evolution, which is interesting.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. What were your kind of influences? What did what was the things that made you feel that you can tell stories?
I guess as a kid, I just watched a lot of movies growing up. I feel like it's everyone's answer. But like, yeah, as a kid, I because my parents have to work all the time, and I'm usually home alone all the time. So I grew up watching TV, movies, and animation, and growing up. And in college, I was just thinking about maybe I didn't decide major yet. Freshman year, my first year in university, and I was just trying different classes, business, psychology, film, and then and ever since then I stuck with film.
Okay. Now, what were the things that you enjoyed watching as a kid?
Oh, I watched a lot of adventure stuff, Star Wars, friendship, this, and that. I didn't really watch too much art cinema until this couple of years, which opened my, I guess, vision, how I see the world a lot differently now. Yeah, but as a kid, Toy Story was a classic, or Spiritual Away, the Studio Ghibli's film as a kid. Yeah.
Okay. It is interesting, isn't it? Because it's just like, I think you find more, mainstream commercial stuff on TV.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's only certain art house, that might be perceived as art house that might get a shot on TV. Right? It's not everything. So I think when you first discover those type of films, it is kind of like, what is this?
Yeah.
Did you get used to things being shot in a certain way, right? A certain filter being used, a certain like type of camera and look and feel.
Yeah.
When you find like an indie art house, and it's very different. So you're like, what? And especially back in the day, it was very different. Like, I think there were these clear lines of definition, you know what I mean, between like commercial film, art house film, TV. Like, the look and feel of all of these things was very different. Now, I think, you know what I mean, there's a lot of interchange, but back in the day, it was these clear structures. And so when you find something like an indie, an art house, it was so like strikingly odd, It was like, I didn't know you could do shit like this.
I know, because I feel like just because genre film usually have I guess, pattern or structures, and it's what we learn in the school too. They taught us
Mm.
the 3 acts, beginning, middle, and end. And the characters usually have a very clear motive, and he make an action about what he wants, and he receive it or not receive it, and everything change, or something change in the end.
Yeah.
And this is, but in our house film or in the cinema, just film can be anything, can be an emotion, can be a memories, or it can be a certain time of someone's life. It doesn't have to have a clear motive. I feel like in some way maybe our cinema have more freedom, but I mean, to be at the same time, I think our house film take a lot of, I guess, patience, and you gotta get used to it, because I cannot imagine me as a kid watching it. I probably fall asleep times. Like right now, when I watch like the classic Bright Summer Day, the 4 hours movie, by have you seen it? The 4 hours Taiwanese movie? Oh, it was so long, and I couldn't imagine me as a kid watching it. I might fall asleep. So, but as an adult, I recognize the craft inside. Every frame and every structures has a very clear pre-planning, I guess, and then makes like a dot. So this is like an engineer process in the end.
It is it's that different process, but I think it's that thing, right? Because I think a lot of times kids, they're not fond of coffee, right? Because you like sweeter things. But as you try a whiskey, if you're a 5-year-old trying a whiskey, I mean, don't get me wrong, people, do not be giving 5-year-olds whiskey, but I don't think a 5-year-old is going to gravitate to a whiskey, But as you get older, your palate changes, and you're like, oh, this coffee stuff is pretty good. You know what I mean? And you're not necessarily just all about the sweet stuff, right? And with stories, your palate can change. You know what I mean? Because you want like big adventures and stuff like this, but then as you get older, not even times a lot older, but I think older in the sense of your understanding of the world and how things work, right? Then a character piece can be more compelling to you.
Yeah, definitely. Because one thing I'm still have a lot of things to learn, but as growing up, I realized a lot of things not black and white. As adult, and how you see things is a lot of gray area, and like everything's not perfect. A perfect ending, everyone's happy. Sometimes you just have different standpoint, and then someone have different standpoint than you, which might create a conflict or different point of view in life, and just see different stuff. You understand more. You like different culture, different life points.
Yeah. Well, the way you're shown everything when you're younger, it is very right, wrong. There's no in between. You know what I mean? You're not taught nuance. So it's just like, the stories that you get, it is very much like this or that. So then when you discover these more, intricate tales that are really blurring the lines, it's kind of like, oh, okay. But it's like, as you get older, right, you're understanding what love is and just all of these different things. And so like these different beats of a story, they become clearer. It's that weird kind of Benjamin Button kind of thing, really. As a kid, you've kind of got a cataract over your eyes, right? But as you get older and you've experienced more, everything you know, you start seeing things in those different spectrums.
Mm-hmm.
So these different stories, these different threads, right? All of this now, it resonates more.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, yeah. Just I guess life is just a lifelong learning process. Never.
Yeah.
Every month, someone's a new lessons every month. Like, goddamn, I need a break.
It really is, you know, because watching your film Hand, it's like there's some really interesting things here, you know? Like when we first, like the customer, right, that comes into the restaurant late, John, right? William Thomas Jones's character. You think he's a bit of an arsehole. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's just like the way he treats Anna.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not great. He's very condescending.
Yeah.
But then we see him later on in the film, and he's the first person to come to help Lynn.
Mm-hmm.
So it is that nuance there. You're just like, oh, okay, interesting. And I think there are those things in the film that really do resonate with the world we're in at the moment. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like people standing around filming instead of helping, right? Just all of these kind of things that we see. So in watching The Hand, it really does feel like a slice of reality.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was just because I was developing this. I got the ideas during in the COVID pandemic time. You know, from the life I have around, I lucky to meet. I mean, individual. I guess the immigrants that have similar experience. I was lucky enough that this kind of incident never happened to me. All my friends or even the restaurant people, the chef that I have to interview, do field research if they have this kind of encounter. But at the same time, you know, in the perfect world, everyone it's kind, it's have perfect temper. But in the end, everyone have something they're going through. They have their, I guess, boundary. And once anger comes out when they are stressed every day, or this kind of negative emotion. But I do want to something I want to emphasize is that at least in the films, the kindness that you give someday will return to you. This is why I hope that how human world will develop, turn into. But yeah,
I think I think sometimes, right, because what you're kind of taught is be kind and you instantly get that karma back.
yeah,
but it's not that. You know what I mean? Like it might be instantaneous, or it might be the next week, the next month, a year later, a few years later. Like sometimes it's not that, you know what I mean, easy checks and balances, but it should still be looking to, put that goodness out there.
Yeah, like this world what we are in right now, it's hard for everyone already. Everyone have got to take care of themselves, a lot of like a stress all around them. But I feel like in a time like this, this act of kindness is more precious now. And maybe this weight of life can maybe pull, because right now we are very far away from each other, like mental distance. And maybe this one little act of kindness, I just feel like should be the way that we bring each other back to each other's life. Because ever since COVID, I just feel like everyone's so even you see them, but they are not really there. If that makes sense, they're like there's a shield between everyone trying to protect themselves, which I understand, but
yeah. Well, I don't know, man. I feel that we have been caught in this weird kind of loop, right? Because I think there have been so many lies, right? So many half truths, so much stuff that has been put out into the world that people aren't always held accountable to things. So it's kind of allowed this weird feedback, this like haptic shock in effect. So it's just like people, I don't know, instead of working together, it's like these magnetic poles pushing people apart, right? Because we got the motherfucking internet, right? We got information at our fingertips. So we should be closer than ever. You know what I mean? But there is that weirdness at times when it just feels that there's more barriers.
Definitely, I do agree. There's a lot of negativity right now on internet. Even behind the keyboard, people can just say whatever they want to say without accountability. And I feel like this kind of I guess distance increase the aggression everyone have online.
Yeah, no, it's odd, but you feel it, right? You feel it with the moments in the film.
Yes.
You know, like that look on Lin's face when he kind of realizes what's happened and he sees all these people around, but no one's helping him. And then it's like that look of horror they're giving him for his response. And it's kind of like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, right? Because what are you meant to do in that situation?
Yeah. Did you deliver? I was really afraid it wasn't delivered, like the scenes and stuff. But yeah, it was a very, I guess, one of the hardest things to do, like for this filming this stuff. It's very intense, a lot of racial slur, but at the same time, you don't really want to set up too much stereotype. But yeah, something that I'm trying to do the most is the showing the, I guess, coldness of people. Like if you don't fight back, you'll be getting beat. But if you fight back, people see you as a monster or whatsoever. You have an immigration problem too. Like what if you fight back, the guy got into trouble with law enforcement and this and that. So this is a very hot situation. But in the movie, I guess he went into the survival mode. He's just really having it, couldn't take it anymore. It's like a boil point for him.
Yeah, it's definitely that. And I think I don't know, what I kind of noticed with Lin, well, for me anyway, it's kind of like he's in the restaurant and, you're working hard. He's got all of these commitments back home that are just constant. And the restaurant is kind of just all he knows. But even that haven has its like issues, right? You've got the whole confusion about the dish, and it's like, whose fault is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because all we see is Kung Pao chicken.
Yeah.
We don't get an American, we don't get a Chinese, we just get Kung Pao chicken. So it's just like, was it the chef? But then everyone's defensive, like the chef's blaming Lin, like the waitress, she's shouting at the wall. So like, if no one is going, yes, it was me, you know what I mean? So we have this whole kind of, now you have to have your defenses up in this one place that you kind of feel most at home.
Mm-hmm.
So you have that, and then when he ventures out of the restaurant, there's all of this other stuff that he's worried about, right? The pronunciation of words, the way he's being, looked at by other people, like you've got the immigration police around. So it's just all of these worries and boom, and it's just building until it kind of just comes out in that reaction at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, was this, because having to try and layer it so we get this kind of gradual build up of emotions, of feelings, right? Was that an easy thing for you to put in place?
Oh, it's definitely not an easy thing. In short film so there's a limit we can do in short film. You don't really want to go past too much time. Like 20, 15 minutes is sweet spot. But with this kind of build up, you need time, because if you just tell, like for me, I was trying to build it like this layer of time that he's going through. That life's just the same cycle, two spot, work home, nothing else. And there's a lot of time with this kind of community, people like them, this is what their life is. But at the same time, we don't want to stereotype or just flap their life. I'm trying to give them more depth. But yeah, just like we either put more time, right? Like original first cut was 40 minutes, and then
right
short film cannot be 40 minutes.
No.
I just got cut a lot of things off. It was a really hard thing to do. Like I just feel like especially the montage, because montage sometimes is a good thing, but sometimes it's like a cheat tool. I was trying to avoid, but at the same time I just couldn't really find a very good way to build this layer of time that he's stuck in the room, but at the same time trying to escape. Like in the movie, we don't really see he going to we mostly see him in the small space, but this is how his life is, also his mental state. But yeah, it was a difficult process. We're trying to cut it down and cut it up. But I'm still debating if I should cut off the park scenes, because sometimes I wasn't sure if it's working or not. But yeah, it was a difficult process to build up the emotion, especially our cinema. Because our cinema usually doesn't really care about the time, but this was feature, so with short in and stuff, just difficult.
Yeah. No, what I kind of felt was, because like the way it's shot, it is very close, right? Like in the restaurant, it's very close. In his house, it's very close. But I don't know, it kind of felt like that's just a reflection of his world.
Yes.
Right? Because his family, he's not with his family. So he's worried about all of these other things, right? Immigration and all of this stuff. So it's not like he's going on a load of adventures, right? That he's venturing all these different places. It is very tight.
Mm-hmm.
the world that he navigates.
Yes.
And that's what it felt like with the way it's shot. He's in this very tight, enclosed space, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad he's working. I guess. Yeah, I was. Like in this film, I'm trying to do a lot of different things, but yeah, this is our I guess our designed what we're trying to do, like him in a small space all the time.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. It's funny because I think with a feature film, you have this room to breathe, right? You have this room to kind of go, this is the setup, this is our person, this is where they are in life. But with a short film, you kind of just drop in on someone, right?
Yeah.
In this moment in time, in this space. And it's just like, there's not, the time to brief your audience on, this is Tim. Tim is 34. Tim likes books. He likes poetry. You know what I mean? We're not giving people all of that. It's just, this is it. Right? Make of it what you will from the breadcrumbs that we're dropping for you as this story unfolds.
Yeah, with Shaw, you can just only really show it it's hiding in the dialogue, or show it in the background, or his action, or even in the like production design in the background. They're trying to do showing his past, his motive throughout the frames, or we can do like art and a lot of it. Like sometimes I feel like one thing that you can do is probably just show him in a certain period of time, and then this event can explain why he's in this situation, if that makes sense. Yeah.
But I think you did that. You know what I mean? Because we have him there. You have this, the hustle and bustle of the restaurant. It's very fast, like the orders coming and everything like that. His phone is ringing. Right? We find his son's tuition fees coming, right? His brother's in hospital. He just, his wife's concerned about him. She, hasn't heard from him in a while. So we have all of this stuff going on, and I thought Anna was that kind of perfect, like, I don't know, like counterpart for Lin, because they are very different. You know what I mean? They're from like different parts of the world, essentially. But then when you boil it down, they are very similar, because they both have, like, she's got these constraints that she's dealing with, her things with her son and stuff like that, not seeing him enough, she's at work and everything like that. And as the film goes on, I think we see that realization that they aren't as different as, maybe they first think, so you get her coming to help him, and you know what I mean, these nice little moments, just like the hand on the knee. Right? Because it's kind of like, you don't, and that hesitance with putting the hand, because they don't know each other like that. Right? So it's just like, if it's one of your peoples, like, a hug might work, you know what I mean? Like, just like that ribbing that you give a friend, where you're just like, you know what I mean? You're just cracking jokes, like taking the piss out of each other. Sometimes that's what someone needs in those moments. But when you don't really know, it's like, what do I do? Right? Like, that they're going through something, so you want them to understand that you're here, but it's just like, what are the boundaries? How far can you go? Right? So it's just like that hesitance of, should I, yeah, no, I'm gonna pat, and she pats his knee, and then pat on the shoulder, the hand on the shoulder, and like it's just these kind of it's the thawing of the ice between them, which was like this really nice moment.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, so because we originally we have a really long, I guess, dialogue between them two in the end, but we just decide this doesn't make too much sense. The people that barely know each other just give each other the longest speech, and like the moment of silence to each other is the most, I guess, natural way, and one of the things you can do for someone's going through hard times, just not just telling them that, oh, I had it worse, but just be there, just be there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think because there is that kind of, because it's like when someone we see those people asking for directions, and it's just like, oh, no, speak English, and you see him kind of give Anna that kind of response at the beginning, right? So you can see why there might be that like irritation between them. Like he's knocked all the stuff out of her hands, making her job longer. It's like he doesn't come to her defense with the customer. Like he undermines her with the customer. So there are these kind of things where they're butting heads, but then it's like when you boil everything down, when you know someone's hurting, you know what I mean? What's the thing that really matters, right? So it's just like you want them to know that if you, I'm here for you, regardless of everything else.
Yes.
That's what we. And I thought it was very human, right? It was very real. It's like, as you said, there's those times in films when you get this big monologue and you're just like, wait, who the fuck is saying that? No one's doing that in that situation.
Yeah, it's like more like a TV moment.
Yeah, so this really felt human,
Thank you. Appreciate it. I was just, it was that way feel more nature. Like in my life, especially when they have a language barrier, it just doesn't really make sense. Like his English is barely there. He's still in the learning process, but it's not well enough to have a long conversation.
Yeah. I mean that's the thing. And it wouldn't make some of those other things make sense either if they having this long conversation, right? Because he's in the coffee shop and he's like can't quite pronounce the coffee, so you can't have that moment and then suddenly this big like Shakespearean back and forth between him and Anna.
Yeah. yeah, so we cut it off.
Oh man, like how long did it take to find the story in the edit?
In the edit, a year. we finished. I think we finished filming in 2024 September. Oh yeah, 24th September. We finished filming, and I started editing it, but I couldn't really do it because I wrote it, I produced it, I did field research, I interviewed a similar individual, and I directed it. It was just a lot for me. I drag, and we decided finally to hire someone else to do the edit. And then, but we are very, I guess, careful with it because trying to make it good, especially when someone tells us their personal story. We didn't really finish editing until the year after, around October, which is a couple months ago, last October. So yeah, basically a year of editing.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man, was there anything that was like, I really want that, but because of the time constraints and everything else, you're like, fine, we'll lose it. Like, was was there anything that you really wanted to leave in that you had to cut out?
We have a when Randall, just the attacker, the guy who attacked Lin, we had him in the park. You know, they interact for the first time.
Okay.
But we didn't have much time filming it, and I mean we did film it, but only so we did it very quickly, and it just really wasn't working. Like the original moment was Lin and Randy. So the couples are asking him about the lighthouse, but because Randy dressed so not nicely, or streetwear, whatever, they ignore him instead of asking Lin, which I guess put when because Randy's also going through a hard time.
Yeah.
He's like one thing I'm trying to do is to avoid functional characters. And I didn't want Randall just to seem like a racist and aggressive person. I want him to also know he did lose the job because of COVID, and he did lose everything. And because of his educational level, he didn't really know who to blame. But when you're on the age of anger, this is, you do something reckless, you do something stupid. But in the park scenes, we're trying to set up this, I guess, imbalance. Like why people being nice to him when I already lose everything. I'm from here. This kind of side, but we didn't really have much time to film it, and it wasn't really a good tag, so we just got to cut it off.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, right? And I don't think you necessarily need a lot to kind of understand where Randall's coming from, because I think it's one of those things that we've seen so many times throughout history, right? It was like Hitler was able to galvanize a lot of the German population because of the economy.
Yeah.
Right? Because of that. And it's like, you want to be able to blame someone, even if, it's not as simple as, oh, this is the person to blame. This is the thing that caused this, right? Sometimes it's just these, minute little factors that influence something. So it's just like, if you give people like, this is, the thing, the person that you can throw your vitriol at, they're like, great, good, there's someone I can vent at. And we, as you say, we've seen that throughout history.
Yeah.
So like, you get that Randall, like, he's lost his job, he's lost a loved one, like, just all of these things have happened, and it's just like, who do you blame? You're not gonna blame yourself, right? Because I think one of the big things that I think came from lockdown was health, right? There's a lot of people that weren't necessarily living the healthiest of lives, and so if you were out of shape, if you were, like certain addictions and things like that, it made you more susceptible to this illness, right? So if that's the case, you're not going to be like, oh, yeah, it was all my fault, right? You want to blame someone else for all the things that are going wrong, right? You might have made bad investments, but it's just like, I can't blame me, so it's that person's fault, right? So you want to blame someone, and so for him, it's just like, I'm blaming Lin.
Yeah. Everyone, I just, like, in my world of understanding, just that everyone have to totally agree with what you just said, but everyone also have to have something to believe in to survive. And then now he lost a lot of purpose, and when you lose everything, you are just very easy to being triggered, easy to it's like a defense mechanism, I guess, in some way. Like you gotta lash it out, or if you just keep like, it's not your fault, but just an unfortunate chain of events. But like, if you don't have someone to talk about or something to do, this hatred is just gonna stuck inside.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. So it's just, yeah, and I think I think that is clear, right? I think that's what we do see. And I think because I think all of these people, you know, you've been locked inside, right? You have all of this stuff, all the stuff that's on the news, right? And so they're just filming, they're just watching, and this Randall isn't Darth Vader, right? So it's just like when he gets punched, it's like, wait, he's an old person and he's getting, well, older person and he's getting hit. That's not good. And so you get this weird situation of, wait, he's the attacker. How is anyone feeling sympathy for him? Right? And that's the thing. And then it's just like, when you feel a stranger in society, it's jarring, right? It's jarring when you realize people don't have your back, and you know, you can't even defend yourself now. Like, what's happening? So it's just like there's that despondency of Lin, and even when Anna's trying to comfort him, he's still kind of, you know what I mean? He's had the news, right? This situation has happened. It just feels like, you know, his house has been built on sand and now it's all wet.
Yeah.
No clue what to do.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It was,
yeah, like, was this ending always the ending?
No, we have a ending of him getting promotion as a head chef in the end, and he finally pick up the phone call of his son, you know. But it's just too much for the time, and we think it's more powerful this way, and more real this way.
Yeah.
A lot of time in life, all you can do is change your mind. You just gotta change the state of your mind. That's the only thing you can do. Yeah.
No, I think that's the big thing, right? Because it doesn't always end with a happy moment, right? It doesn't always, you know, have that clear call for action. It's not always that, right? Sometimes you just have to sit in the emotion. So it's just like, you know, the film, the way it does finish, it does kind of feel like, yeah, shit can get rough sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, life is tough.
Yeah, oh man, it really is. It really is. But when you decided to end it like the way you have, what was your thinking about, you know, the film as a whole? Like, was there kind of thought of, will people get this? Right?
Yeah.
Will I be able to put this out there and people understand the story I'm trying to tell?
Yeah, definitely. Even now, still, to be honest with you, but even before the filming, even the developing and script writing, I wasn't 100% sure people would, understand what I'm trying to say or accept it, because like when this kind of similar, I guess, incidents that happen in films, people do it in a more low-key way. I just had to do more something straight something straightforward. And I wasn't really sure if you were gonna take it. With the ending, you know, nothing. No one really talked at all in the ending, to be honest. And then just you guys show it to his performance. But even looking back now, I'm happy with the choice I made. But at the same time, I'm still unsure it's for everyone. But I also grow to understand that everyone have their own taste. So I cannot force it on anyone. So
yeah, no, I do think it's just like you're never gonna please everyone with stuff, and you don't like you never try. You know what I mean? Like never try, because it's just like I think when you do that, you have something that is just kind of bland, you know, and you don't want a bland thing, right? Or you don't want something like walnut shrimp. You don't want it too sweet, right? You want it with that little kick, with that little spice, right? So yeah, not everyone likes things spicy, but hey, a lot of people do. And you want something with flavor, with a distinct style. You want something to be like, yo, this is a Benny Chen joint. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Like, how has it been with, you know, this, as you said, this is your first since leaving school, but even in school, and you're telling these stories, right? And you're trying to discover who you are as a storyteller. What has that journey been like for you? You know, because as you say, you ingested all of these things as a kid. You know, you're watching films, you're watching TV, right? You're seeing all this stuff in the world. You're hearing all these stories. You're at film school, so you're hearing lecturers, your peers talking about their ideas of stories. So how has it been for you to kind of coalesce what is a story for Benny, right? What is my idea? What's my USP when it comes to storytelling?
I will say that I still haven't found a 100% certain answer for that, and I feel like I would never do because I'm always gonna be trying different things. But just I guess for directors, a lot of things. Like one thing is your life perspective, like experience, is how you see things, and this, you know, it's the MS of the film. Another thing is the visual and sound language that you have. And both things, I feel like somebody I've gifted with their talents, but definitely not me. I now take practice. You know, I need to study. I need to take practice. I learn. And right now, I would just say that I probably are more of a visual teller now than explaintaneous. How you say? Like there's some film that they like to have a lot of detail stuff, but
Yeah.
I prefer something more. I guess the audience will have different answer. Like, oh, somebody watch it, they'll be like, oh, I think this way, but other person will be, oh, I think this way. Yeah, I think, but I'm still trying to navigate at the moment and trying to find my own style, I would say. But I think I'm getting there. Like a lot of, I would say camera language. Yeah, camera. And I think my strongest suit will probably be performance and then visual. But my visual is still on the developing weak level, so I gotta improve more.
Yeah, I think it's like those weird things. I think voice, right? And I think it can change, right? I think you can think you found your voice, and then you gain more different experiences, and then you're like, you know what, I'm seeing the world like this now. Right, so I think it can change. It doesn't have to be a stagnant thing. Like it does, you know what I mean? It can be fluid.
Yeah, definitely. Life is a lifelong lessons.
It really is.
Even with filmmaking, especially art.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. You know, like, were there filmmakers that you kind of think, I really like the way that they have developed their career?
Who? For a commercial film, I would say probably the director of Dune for commercial film.
Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah, he's very good.
Mm.
He combined genre film into a very personal, I guess, perspective. And but with Our House, recently my favorites, I was watching Bergman, the Swedish master directors.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I also really like two Asian directors. The guy who did, have you seen E? Do you know E? The Yang Chang?
No, unfortunately, I can't watch a lot of foreign films because of the subtitles.
I understand.
I've got bad eyesight, and so, you know what I mean? When there's a lot of times, and it is the one thing, Benny, the one thing that was frustrating about your film was subtitles.
Sorry, man. No, that's a Sean Baker, the English-speaking indie filmmaker.
Yeah. No, it's just like, when there's not a solid background behind the text, you can lose it in the background of what's on the screen. And so, yeah, like I did have to stop this a few times and go back and then pause it and be, okay, that's what they're saying. Right. Because it's like you could lose, because you're using like kind of yellowy text. And so there was definitely times when I was losing that text in the background, and there's no uniformity with subtitles. So, you know what I mean? You'll watch one film and they're tiny, another film, they might be a little bit bigger. Some have got a solid background behind, some don't. And so it's just like, that's a big issue. But then it's also the speed in which people talk. And so if it's this fast, snappy film, it's going so fast that, you know what I mean, it makes it very, like, when I remember I finished university, and actually, or was it college? I forget. I'd finished one of the things I was studying, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go rent some films. I'm gonna, you know what I mean, have a nice little celebration by myself. And I got House of Flying Daggers, because I remember they put out Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and they dubbed it, right? So, and they were talking and saying, if this is successful, we will do this all the time. So when House of Flying Daggers came out, I'm like, whoa, it's gonna be dubbed, right? It was not dubbed, right?
Yeah.
And so I think the film is like an hour and a half. I think it took me 4 hours to finish that, because I had to pause it and rewind. By the edit, my neck was so stiff, because I'm like trying to make out what's being said. It was just a straight nightmare, man.
Oh, I see. I understand. I'm sorry, man. We'll definitely try to improve on the subtitles part.
But no, so yeah, I haven't seen those those Asian films you mentioned.
And
But
I guess English speaking, it will probably Sean Baker, then Sean Baker, or yeah, Denise. Well,
uh,
yeah. Because
mm,
yeah, each one is like Sean Baker is more like a free, independent stuff. You just do whatever you want all the time, and then the other side is, I guess they're both on the expertise of their field. One's genre film, big budget Hollywood commercial film, one's indie film, which capture the beauty of real humanity. And I hope one day I can do both. Yeah, but there are definitely someone I'm learning all the time.
So is there like a type of film that you're really kind of curious about telling? Are there genres that you're like, I'd really love to make like a Western, or I'd like to do this type of film? Or have you kind of thought about that aspect of things?
Yeah, actually, I really want to do a probably sci-fi or fantasy
Okay.
at the mid-century magic and sword. But there's just a long way. You gotta be. I feel like genre film is more like very different than art cinema, so probably have to make one show film, like genre show film, and see. But yeah, I'm very open to most of the stuff, to be honest, like action, sci-fi, and fantasy, something that I'm interested in.
Okay. Oh, you know what? Right. So, oh gosh, I'm not actually sure. I think it might be June. But there's a film festival, Sci-Fi London, right? Louis Savvy, it's his festival. It's great, right? And as part of that, they do this 48-hour film challenge.
No.
Right? So, and the thing is, you don't have to be in London to enter the challenge. Right? I think you just have to enter, like, have your team that, the filmmaking team that you want to enter. So you just register your team, and then they will send you, like, I think they send you like the title of the film. I think it's like the first line of the film and some props. Like they give you a suggestion of some props.
You done it before?
I haven't done it. I've helped out with the festival, but I haven't made a film for it. But yeah, I think you can. It does, like, you can be wherever you are in the world, and then you just have to upload it on the Sunday or the Monday, I forget which, and that's it. So like that could be if you want to try your hand at a sci-fi, that could be it, man. Into the 48-hour film challenge.
So like did you just watch movie 48 hours straight, non-stop sci-fi?
What?
They watch like sci-fi movie 48 hours straight, non-stop.
So I don't think there's there's not a number on how many people can enter. So I think like and then they there's a panel that will go through all the films and select, I think they select, I forget how many. There's like a final number, and those films get shown, and then there's the winner, of that final kind of selection.
I see. Interesting. Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, man. Like, it's like there's some really good films that get made each year. It's a lot.
I see. Oh, it's the making of 48 hour making a show.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. I thought you mean like they're watching it.
No. So yeah, so you get sent like these things, and so
I heard about that.
Every team that enters gets sent these things, and then you've got 48 hours to make your film. and
Yeah.
then send it through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have some friend that did it before, and they say it's a like everything gotta be a lot of things to do in 48 hours. You gotta come up with a street, come up with a script, and you gotta book location and that. But yeah, interesting. Maybe I should try it first, just being
Yeah,
something.
yeah. I think it could be fun, man. Could be fun. Like, what is the most interesting part of filmmaking for you, and what is the hardest part of filmmaking for you right
How this
now?
part would definitely be get the money.
Yeah,
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 founding is always the hardest part. Yeah,
yeah.
my
Yeah,
favorite.
I probably should say other than funding, because
Yeah,
for getting that budget together is not easy.
yeah, getting money is a difficult thing to do, but the favorite or the easiest is always, I guess, being on set is I like it. I like to be cooperate with other talented, creative individual, and it's a lot of fun. Just makes something you have in your head into reality.
Mm, yeah. Okay. Do you find it easy kind of interacting with the cast and giving direction to the cast to be able to get these kind of, because these were great performances, I should say, with this film, man. Like, I think everyone really does do a fantastic job. Like, Wilma Riviera is great. Obviously, you've got Zhang Wang, you're really good. And even Darian Singleton, right? Like, Randy isn't, you know what I mean? He's a questionable character,
Mhm.
but Darian does a great job of bringing this person to life, you know.
Mhm.
So was it easy directing, like, you know, the cast here to get these kind of performances?
I will say everyone have different outtake for the character how it's supposed to be with their life experiences, but I usually know what I want, what I want in the film, how I want them to give me, but at the same time give them room to do their, I guess, improv or their putting their stuff, own personal stuff in there.
Mm,
So yeah, for me it's not too difficult to I guess direct the cast. You just gotta find the right way of communication, because some like obviously all of them are older than me and more experienced than me at the time, and then why should they trust me? It's something that I have to, build a relationship with them and then explain to them like what my vision is. But I don't think it's very difficult. It's a fun part. But I mean, sometimes it's difficult, but not in a bad way. You just gotta
yeah.
figure it out like a puzzle, I guess.
Mm. Yes.
Mhm.
That's very true. That's very true. Uh-huh. Okay. So your film is it having its premiere at Cleveland?
Oh yes, it's having premiere equipment.
Okay. So how are you feeling about that? Because Cleveland, that's a good festival, man. So you know what I mean? Getting it in there to have its world premiere, like that's a nice thing right there, man.
I mean, I'm very honored and happy, but I don't know how to feel. I'm flying next week to attend the showing, but I guess I'm a little nervous and everything. But I hope there's more in the future for the
Mm,
festival. But yeah, Cleveland's a very well known, very great festival. It's my pleasure to be part of it, and yeah, I'll be there for a couple of days. It's ready to watch a lot of in the film.
oh, nice. Are you doing a Q&A at all, or?
This is what they told me. The program they put me in is called FilmSlam. It's like a educational program, I guess. The scholars, students, educators gonna be there, and then we have to interact.
Oh,
That's
okay.
a question the young generation might have. This kind of social topic, I guess.
Mhm. Uh-huh. Oh man. So that should be interesting. That should be
Yeah.
yeah, the first time. Like, have you seen it on a big screen yet? Or
No,
will
not
it
yet, not
be
yet. First
okay.
time.
So this will be it, the first time on a big screen with any of the cast coming through?
No, just because most of the cast is in LA and they didn't cover hotel and fly, so they're not really flying, I guess. Yeah.
Right, right. Okay. But there'll be, as I said, there'll be other festivals where you can get everyone together, but you will
Across, hopefully.
no, there will be, man. There will be. But yeah, you'll get to see, how people interact with your story,
Hmm.
which will be
Yeah, I'm nervous. It's gonna be first time.
hey man, look, you've done a great job with it,
Thank
right?
you.
It really is put together well. I think the story, it's impactful. It resonates.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It feels real and it feels honest.
Hmm.
So I think people will enjoy this, man.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for your kind word.
Oh, no worries at all. No worries at all, man. But let everyone know how they can keep track of you, man, because once they've seen this, they want to see, what you do next. So let
Mm.
people know how they can follow your career.
Yeah. Hope there's maybe I should find an Asian.
So yeah, are you on Instagram?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram, yeah. But
Yeah.
I haven't created a page for the film. I mean, we have IMDb, but for the film, but we didn't create a page for the film. Maybe I should.
Mm.
I'm just.
Oh, but let them know how they can follow you, Benny.
Oh yeah, yeah. My Instagram is Benny Chen 31.
This is time for you to promote you, Benny. Let the world know
Yeah.
who you are.
You guys can find me on Benny Chen 31.
Okay. All
Thank you.
right. Yeah, because they want to know. So then they can know, hey, I want to see this film, right? I won't be in Cleveland, but so if they're following you, they'll be able to see, oh, okay, the film's going to be in New York. It's going to be, in LA. It's going to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, people, all the links will be on the webpage for this episode. So, follow Benny. And if you're in Cleveland, go because how many screenings at the festival?
Just one, I guess. But they're also gonna do online for me for a couple of days. They do,
Okay.
yeah, for I think 3 days, 4 days for the, but it's not free. You gotta buy ticket.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also gonna be featuring CIFF best of CIFF online streaming for a couple of days.
Okay. Awesome.
Thank you,
Awesome.
guys.
So there's opportunities, people. So if you're in Cleveland, you can watch it. Otherwise, go check it out on their digital platform because Hand is it's an interesting one, man. It's an interesting one. It will definitely have you thinking. But let me ask you just before the title. How did you settle on Hand?
Oh, I'm always very bad at I'm always very bad at giving like naming titles, but I guess it's just how I wish, like, from like the first step between people is holding the hand, reach the hand. That's where I'm coming from. Like when people are going through tough time, and the least thing you can do is reach out and be there for the person. And this is where they're coming from. But at the same time, it can also be read as hand of hard working or hand of violence when then incident happen, this and that.
Okay. All right. That's
Okay.
cool. Nice. Well, Benny, this has been great. I've enjoyed getting an insight into, you know what I mean? Just like what you're doing, how you're telling stories, right? It's this first step, right? So man, I've appreciated you, you know what I mean, giving us your time and really just letting us take a peek inside your head.
Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate you watching the film and speaking with me.
Oh, no worries at all, man. No worries at all. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. As I said, I did enjoy the film. I thought you did a great job, and yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what you do next. So, when you have got another project to talk about, Benny, hopefully you will stop by and we'll have another conversation.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, when you're in Cleveland, right? Enjoy that process, man. Just soak it in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's gonna be your world premiere. Everyone's gonna be there to check out your film. So yeah, enjoy that.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Awesome, man. Well, good luck. And as I say, looking forward to seeing what you do next. All right. So yeah, people, as I said, the links will be on the webpage for this episode. So go follow Benny so you know where you will be able to watch his new short film, Hand. Thanks a lot, Benny.
Thank you, Kevin.
Appreciate the time. Take it easy.